Hello everyone, welcome to RANN Lifestyle. Today we are going to see a 5th grade maths topic. There is a chapter called Shapes and Patterns. In that they have explained an important concept called tessellation. What is tessellation? What are the different types of tessellation? And how is tessellation related to the real world concepts? All those we are going to see in this video. And also we are going to see a small album that is prepared by my son as part of the school project given by the maths teacher. So let's jump into the video. Tessellation might look like a simple art math pattern as of now, but it actually builds deep foundational skills that the kid will use throughout his life. That is, even in future, technical, creative, or design related careers might depend on this tessellation ideas. How is it helping the kids as of now? Let's see that. So it is helping them to recognize shapes, angles, symmetry, etc. It is also fitting the geometry pieces together, right? So it helps understand the repetition, patterns, and also helps in spatial reasoning. So these are very essential for them to understand geometry, algebra, and also even coding at the later stages in their life. So how is it actually helping them to boost their creativity and visual intelligences? When they are arranging these patterns together and seeing it as visual, it is actually helping them to create some kind of balance that might be later used in their architecture or engineering or in the gaming design, in whatnot, in every other possible places. So though it might look like a very small maths concept, we use tessellation everywhere. So you can just imagine a floor tile or a fabric design or even an artwork or honeycomb structure, a turtle shell or a 3D model design. Everything is a tessellation. So now I hope you understand what is tessellation. Now let's understand what are the different types of tessellation. There are basically 3 different types of tessellation: regular tessellation, semi-regular tessellation, and irregular tessellation. So let's jump into each one of these and look into the details. A regular tessellation is that uses only one regular polygon. What is a regular polygon? That is, all the sides should be of equal length. So what are the shapes that are regular polygons? An equilateral triangle, a square, and a regular hexagon. So if you just see all these 3 different polygons, an equilateral triangle or a square or a regular hexagon, all of them have equal sides. That is, all the sides are equal. So whenever you draw these shapes, they all can fit into the small space equally without any gaps or any overlap. So if you stack a tile which is a shape of a square, you can just stack them very perfectly without any gaps, right? For example, the tile in your home, you can just imagine that it is stacked into perfection without any gaps. So that is an example of a regular tessellation. What is semi-regular tessellation? So the same way like a regular tessellation, if you are using 2 or more different regular polygons, then it is called as a semi-regular tessellation. While the regular tessellation uses only one single polygon, this semi-regular tessellation uses 2 or more different regular polygons. That is, you can combine 2 different regular polygons of your own creativity. You can combine a square plus an equilateral triangle. You can combine a hexagon plus a triangle, or you can combine an octagon plus a square, or you can combine anything of your imagination. But it should be a regular polygon. That is what is called as a semi-regular tessellation. So here we have combined the squares and triangles to fit into the small space. And then also we can combine an octagon plus a square to form a perfect pattern like this. Now the third type of tessellation that we are going to look into is irregular tessellation. What is an irregular tessellation? irregular tessellation is just a perfect example of an art piece. So you can just fit any art piece without any overlap that fits into the small space, right? That is an irregular tessellation. You can fill non-regular shapes, that is, it can be a parallelogram, irregular art, or whatever the shape is, right, which is non-regular, that is, the sides are not equal. So the size of the shape shouldn't be equal, and it should fit into the pattern properly without any gap or overlap. So that is an irregular tessellation. So an example of an art piece, you just form using the circles or the parallelogram, which is filled into a small space, just stacked without any space, right? That is also an example of irregular tessellation. So there are 3 different tessellations that we saw in this video, and I hope this tessellation concept is very interesting, and I enjoyed watching my kid do this patiently, and he was fully focused doing this. And finally, this different postcard type of chart papers that we created, we have stitched into a perfect album, so that helps him to explain the different concepts of tessellation in his school. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and also share this video with your friends and family. Thanks for watching.